Chapter 19. I was extremely uneasy during my first shift of the week. The sky was red and cloudy. I sat at the desk, staring at the monitors and out the windows, looking for anyone trying to sneak in. I couldn't concentrate enough to attempt reading or watching TV. A knock on the door to my left scared the hell out of me. It was Astrid, and she looked worried. I slid the door open and let her in.
"I have to see Cormac,"
she said. "I can't let you leave the village. You know that."
"I know. I was hoping you'd go with me, though."
"I can't do that. Rockney would kill me. I hadn't seen him since talking with Victor 2 days ago."
"He doesn't have to know."
"I think someone would notice if I left the gatehouse."
"Not at this hour,"
she pleaded. "I can't leave," I said again, thinking of the barrier I powered with my presence.
"Fine. I'm going, though."
She left the gatehouse and headed toward the mountains. "Wait," I yelled. I didn't know what to do. I grabbed the phone and automatically called Rockney, but there was no answer at the house. I called Ernie next and told him what was happening. He told me to go after her and that he was on his way. I knew it wouldn't take him long to get here. I ran after Astrid, hoping to catch her before she got too far away from the village. She was 50 feet ahead of me, and I was exhausted by the time I finally caught her. She was perfectly composed. "Please come back with me," I panted.
"No,"
she said, and started jogging ahead. I did the same, reaching for her arm. She dodged it, and I almost fell. "Why do you need to see Cormac so badly?"
"Because I heard about what his dad said. Cormac isn't a spy, and he doesn't want to hurt me."
"And?"
"And what?"
She finally looked at me. We walked between 2 huge hills down a trail. The trail went around a really dark corner. "And what are you going to do when you see Cormac?"
"I'm going to talk to him and the other giants. I heard Rockney and Victor talking yesterday. They said Nauki is preparing to strike soon, and I need to see if I can convince the giants to join us now. Tonight."
"How do Victor and Rockney know your dad's about to attack?"
"Nauki,"
she screamed.
"don't call him my dad."
"Sorry." She was scary when she was mad.
"Rockney has his own spies. I heard him say he's planning to make an announcement to the rest of the village soon, but I can't wait."
Before I knew it, we were in a snow-covered valley. There was a frozen pond in the center, with cherry blossom trees surrounding it. "I did not see this coming," I said, astounded. "Is it always snowing here?"
"Sometimes. The weather is crazy in this area. In the rare instances that it snows on other parts of the island, the Dargonians will do a snow dance. It's quite beautiful. If we live long enough, maybe you'll see it."
She walked down the trail toward the pond. I followed, of course. "I can't stay away from the gatehouse much longer. Victor told me humans reinforce the magic around the village. I'm putting Champagne and Victor in danger by not being there."
"Then go back,"
she said.
"I'll be fine."
"Please just come back with me." She kept walking, and so did I. Before we reached the pond, something rose up from it. The ice stayed in place, however, so I couldn't understand what I was seeing at first. It was Ruin, and he didn't look happy. After he finished magically rising from the ice, he just stood there on the solid surface with his arms crossed. He said something in his language.
"Yes,"
Astrid replied.
"I've come to see you and the other giants. Nauki is preparing to attack, and we need your help or he'll kill all of us."
Ruin replied.
"Cormac isn't a spy for anyone. He's just my best friend. He didn't pick a side, and I wasn't trying to persuade him. But I am trying to persuade you now. Please help us."
Ruin said something.
"I know Nauki has few followers, but he is still dangerous. We don't know where his attack will come from, but it will be bad."
Astrid sounded so diplomatic that I didn't have a hard time imagining her as a leader. Ruin scratched his chin, thinking. Before he could reply, another giant rose out of the pond and stood behind him. Before Ruin could turn, a large blade shot out from his chest. Astrid and I screamed as the giant fell to his knees, covered in yellow blood. Cormac stood there, still holding the blade he used to kill his father.
No!
Astrid screamed.
What have you done?
I stared at the little giant, and he suddenly looked completely unrecognizable. His eyebrows curved downward in the middle, making him look evil. I grabbed Astrid's hand and pulled her away from the pond, just as Cormac swiped at us with what looked like a giant sword. We ran up the trail, back the way we'd come. The ground shook as Cormac ran after us. There was no way we could escape him. I was too afraid to look back, and simply waited to be cut in half with his sword. Just as we ran between the two big hills at the beginning of the trail, a quake shook the mountains around us. Rocks rained down on Cormac, pinning him. Astrid and I took a moment to realize this before we began running toward the village again. I truly thought we were about to die, and my heart beat so fast I thought I would throw up. My nose bled. Ernie was waiting for us at the gatehouse. I told him what just happened. Cormac! No, that can't be. That must be how Nauki planned to strike at us, I said, still panting. Once again, Astrid was breathing normally, though her eyes showed she was devastated. Well, let's get you home, girlie. It's safer there. Ernie took her arm and ushered her away. What about me? I asked. You'll be safe too. Don't leave, though. The shield is stronger if you're here. I know. I still couldn't believe that. Cormac and Trick had already gotten through the shield. I decided to trust Ernie, though. I watched him and Astrid disappear down the hill toward Rockney's house. Then I watched the mountains, waiting for some sign of movement. I saw them coming, thanks to the red sky. A group of giants headed toward the village.